Righty then, let's get into this. I think Brentford's a real tricky game for United, but this is how to beat them. Right, let's start talking then. Brentford obviously promoted to the Premier League for their first time this summer, or last summer, I guess now, as soon as we're in January. Currently 14th in the Premier League. In the last 5 league games, they have lost 4, and they've only won 1. They're just coming off a 3-0 loss against Liverpool. Thomas Frank remained pretty flexible with his tactics. Before being promoted to the Premier League, he loved the 4-3-3, made the change after being promoted, and he uses a 3-5-2 pretty much every single Premier League game. So he does like high pressing, big fan of the heavy metal football. They're really well drilled, and they've got a lot of versatility and rotation in the way that they set up and they play, and they're not just as regimented and rigid and direct with it as you think they are. For example, rotation's massive, prominent sort of feature of the game. Left wing back might take up the position, central midfielder might drift out wide. Pretty basic stuff, but you don't see that much of it this noticeable. They're relentless when they press. They don't overcomplicate a lot of their attacking game. They create more space through the wings with the fullbacks, and they play a key role in how they build up and how they attack. Normally they play a vertical style of football, which makes the area wider, exposes the space. They love to use the pace. They're not afraid to go direct to Tony. He thrives off being that target man. They like to play off him. More often than not, they are first to second balls. They thrive on that sort of stuff, and they're energetic. They play on the front foot, and they will go for you. Not always successful, as the last 5 games shows, but they definitely will go for you. The team create a lot of chances through an aggressive press, and once they win the ball back, they start to attack down the middle. They continue forward. They're just almost get to the box at breakneck speed. That's what they're trying to do, and they're dangerous when they do it. Team news-wise, Rico Henry has recovered from an injury after a month out. Brentford's 3-0 defeat to Liverpool on Sunday was subbed after 49 minutes. Given the sharp turnaround time and the nature of the injury, I don't think it'd be a surprise if he doesn't make the 11 this week. Canos was recovered from injury to replace Henry against Liverpool, and he's expected to start regardless, I think, of the decision made on his teammate. Predicted 11, I think it'll be Fernandes, Ajur, Janssen, Pinnock, Roslev, Janel, Norgard, Jensen, Canos, Mbuemo, and Tony. And the star man is no surprises. I hope it's not a surprise to anybody, but it's Ivan Toney. I'm a big fan of Ivan Toney. The top contributor in terms of goals this season, 3 assists, 5 goals in all competitions. He's undoubtedly Brentford's most dangerous player. I'm actually amazed that anyone let him even have a season in the Premier League. I thought he'd be snapped up beforehand. But here's the full package. Great in the air, dangerous target man, loves crosses coming into the box, got great feet, good hold-up ability, and thrives off being that focal point for Brentford. Capable of spectacular as well, and someone that you've got to keep an eye on. In terms of the data, as you probably imagine, 45.3% possession this season, which is on the lower end of the league, and they play a very progressive attack and style. And it's shown by the fact that they're joint second for the worst pass completion with 71.6, which shows you the risk that they're willing to play with and how direct and forward they're willing to be, regardless of the risk. They don't take a backward step. They're going to go toe-to-toe with you. And they have the 11th best attacking record in the league, though, scoring 24 goals. Again, more than the likes of Spurs and Everton. No one's attempted more balls above shoulder height than Brentford. They're going long, bro. And they're probably going to be pretty good at going long as well. And that's going to impact my team selection in a hell of a way, I'll be honest with you. Now, they're mid-table in terms of defensive pressures and attacking third, showing you that they are front foot and they are pressing high. No team's got more tackles in the final third than them as well, showing how successful they win the ball out. Playing out for United is going to be a problem against this. And then number 1 with 65, which is even more than City, and Liverpool and Chelsea as well. So how do we beat them then? They sound like a nightmare for United. Yeah, do you know what? They are a nightmare for United, and I'll tell you exactly why. Right then, Spitch is the new Ultimate Football Fantasy Manager game that is on the market, and it is now available in UK and Ireland. You get to prove your managerial skills against other managers and win money. Spitch lets you build your team from leagues ranging from the Premier League to the Champions League. They've got Bundesliga, they've got the Championship, and with Spitch you can build a team, collect points, and battle it out against other managers on the app. Play for free, compete against your friends, and even have a chance to win up to £70,000 on a weekly basis, and the rewards are not solely based on the whole season. Listen, I know it's like start the season, everyone gets all hyped up and excited about the fantasy league, and then you forget it one weekend in and you never go back to it. This one, you can even do a single match day for your competition, or you can challenge your friends, or you can do, let's do January, let's do this month, let's do this week. It's way better doing it this way, so check it out. Managers are allowed to choose from various formations. You have a budget of 150 million to assemble your team. You get points for tackles, clean sheets, goals, assists, passes, all the usual sort of stuff. There's nothing new there in terms of how fantasy football, we all know how fantasy football works. If you want to get in the mixer, then come get in the mixer. It's daily fantasy manager, which allows you to try it every single match day. You can create a brand new lineup and choose between players playing in that match day. So you're not going to get affected for ages if you've got players that have ended up injured. Forget them. Just do a new one on the day. They use a powerful statistical and analytical tool that helps the user select the very best players based on their weekly performances, and that's powered by Opta. And you can get it on a Google Play Store, in the iOS store, or even on the Spitch website. Click the link in the description and come and get in the mixer, and you can win amazing prizes. Team news-wise for United, or the team I'm expecting to see from United, is Big Dave in net. I wasn't necessarily underawed or overawed. I thought it was all right. Lindelof and Varane together against Villa. But I am going to look for Varane and Maguire. Victor Lindelof, if he plays, will be Ivan Toney's victim. He can't be allowed to play against Ivan Toney. You need to go and fight fire with this a little bit. And you need someone that can try and dominate him in the air. That's what Varane and Maguire can try and do. If you play Lindelof in this, he will be targeted and he will be our weak point, and that will be how they overrun us. So I hope he doesn't feature. I still think he'll go with Delo and Tellez as wing-backs, because I think he'll look at them and go, we can still play better football than them. We've still got more qualities than them, and we can still beat them. So let's focus mostly on how we attack, but you've got to be aware of how they're going to attack as well. And then I think the diamond is working better than the square midfield. So McTominay centrally, Fred to give you a little bit of dynamic energy, Donny van der Beek to look after the ball with Bruno up top, and bringing Ronaldo back. And he's going to play alongside Greenwood, because I'm just not sure Cavani's got the fitness to be able to play again. Otherwise, it would be Cavani. I also wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, to see Sancho in this team. But I couldn't really be sure where to fit him in. He might fit him in where Van der Beek is, which is a bit mad, but he might do it. So how do United beat them? Well, you got to match them physically. You got to match their energy, and you got to compete. And that's why McTominay is in the team for this. You might not like him, but he brings physicality, and he's not going to let the team be bullied physically. And they're a team full of runners, so nothing is going to come easy for us, and we have to look after the ball a lot better than we've done recently. And that's why I went with Donny van der Beek, but I can also see Sancho coming in and doing that. The channels and the wide areas, that's where they're the most vulnerable. So that's where United have to go with offensive fullbacks in Tellez and Delo. They're going to look to help us play out and look to help us deliver crosses in the final third. When Brentford squeeze and initiate their press, they have a tendency to push their line really high, so they're a bit brave with it, and that's why they often get caught out. And for that reason, you need someone with a little bit of pace. That's why I was thinking Greenwood or Sancho. I don't think Rashford's at the races at all, and I don't think we can consider playing him in the form that he's in. So Greenwood or Sancho would get the nod for me over him this weekend. And that's where you can try and get in behind against a Brentford. Movement in behind and the final ball will be key. So you've got to have Bruno having a similar game or building on the game that he had against Villa. And you've got to be strong in both boxes. And that's why Maguire's in the team. I know he's not been on form lately, but I think that this is a game for him that's an opportunity for him to get back into form. Winning this game is going to come down to which team is better in either 18-yard box. Brentford are dangerous, and they're strong from set pieces. Avoid giving fouls away in and around the box, and be strong. And hopefully take the pressure off ourselves a little bit with picking 3 points up here. All good? Right. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know your thoughts on that team. Let me know your score predictions. And I guess we'll find out how it goes off tomorrow night. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.